full-time. Hello McDowell's Football Fan TV. This is the full-time reaction from the Jose Alvalade Stadium. Portugal won and Republic of Ireland 0. Desperately unlucky for this Irish team, and what a performance we put in. I mean, there was some calls in the lineup, but people weren't unsure about Seamus Coleman stepping in, and what a performance he had. It has to be mentioned how good he was. For someone who's played barely any minutes so far this season, I know he's played some League Cup games for Everton and maybe coming on the last couple of minutes. For someone to come in and play against the calibre of Portugal and put in that sort of performance, and he kind of gave the team that composure around the defence and to keep the ball and to not panic. And I thought in the first half we were absolutely excellent. Although we didn't create too many chances, we were quite good, we were quite positive, and we were trying to keep the ball, and even at times when we had to invite pressure, we were still trying to hang on to the ball and not just kick it aimlessly up the field. I think that's the type of performance that we wanted to see from this Irish team. We've seen it over the years. You think back to 10 years ago when we beat Germany, it was that type of performance where it was gutsy, bodies on the line, people like Nathan Collins, Jake O'Brien making blocks, making big blocks at big moments. Not Jason Maloney coming in, thought he was excellent as well, and he, a couple of times as well when the Portuguese were trying to draw fouls, he drew fouls from them and got players like Bruno Fernandes booked. Look, I think we were desperately unlucky at half time at 0-0. I was thinking, look, we need to make sure we're tight for the next 15 minutes, not concede like we have done in the last number of games. I think of the England game where we conceded and got the red card, and then it was just downhill from there. In fairness, everyone to a man stuck to their task, and it's hard to, you can't criticise the performance, because I thought everyone put in for the greater good, for the shift. I thought it was a tireless task for Evan Ferguson up top, not getting much but feeding all scraps Ogbene and Bazzelli as well as the willing runners. But Coleman and Manning at fullback, I thought they were excellent. I thought the back three, and Kelleher of course deserves a big mention. I thought he was outstanding as well, and the save from the penalty, to be that clever to save it with your foot having already gone to make the save to your right, I thought it was outstanding. So what a save that was. And look, we were just desperately unlucky. Sometimes it just gets you like that, unfortunately, but I have to say I am very proud of the Irish team tonight, because we went out here with backs against the wall to try and put in a performance, try and get a result. Ultimately we didn't get the result we wanted, and that's unfortunate, but I think if Ireland could put up performances like this for the rest of the campaign, fans won't be as disheartened as they were in the last window. So look, it's on to Armenia on Tuesday, where we're going to desperately need to get a result, and although tonight was a loss, I still think there's positives to take into the Armenia game. So if we can get a result against Armenia, there will be positives to take into the last two games against Hungary and Portugal. It's going to be a really uphill task, don't get me wrong, but I do believe that if we can put in performance like we did today, where that was just a typical Irish performance that we would have seen over the years, when we're backs against the wall, our keeper has a worldie of a game and our defence gets in the way of things. And I just, honestly, I can't really fault anyone on the Irish team here, and I'm very proud of them tonight, I have to say. Fans were amazing throughout as well. So yeah, look, that's been my thoughts really. I just think the team were desperately unlucky. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.